If you have piercings and need to get a medical procedure, what do you do to prepare? Hi, I'm Rebecca with Bodyartforms. I'll be going over how to navigate medical procedures with piercings. Remember that we're not medical professionals. These are very general guidelines, so talk to your doctor if you have any questions. First up, let's talk about the risks of wearing body jewelry during medical procedures. There are potential complications including interference with medical equipment and risks of injury like surgical burns, infections, or getting the jewelry snagged. Your doctor will let you know if you need to remove your jewelry before the procedure or if you can wear a retainer. Will you really need a piercing retainer for a procedure or surgery? It depends on the type of procedure, how long it will take, and the state of your piercings. If your piercings are mature and well healed, you might not need to use a retainer for a quick procedure. However, if you know your piercing might close, then a retainer may be necessary. As long as the retainer doesn't interfere with the medical procedure and you've received approval from your doctor to use one, there are several types of retainers to think about. You should look for surgery-safe materials like glass, silicone, PTFE, and bioplast. On Bodyartforms, we have retainers for different types of piercings like stretched ears, cartilage ear piercings, navel piercings, nose and septum piercings, and lip piercings. Now let's talk about the retainer materials for surgery. Teflon retainers or PTFE retainers are made from a flexible, inert polymer material that's compatible with many medical procedures. PTFE retainers can be easily bent and cut to fit specific piercing placements. Another common material is bioplast. It's a flexible, biocompatible plastic often used during medical procedures. However, not all piercers endorse it as safe for surgery. That's because bioplast and other inert plastics are porous, which can harbor bacteria and heighten the risk of infection, especially in sensitive areas like oral or genital sites. However, many people wear bioplast retainers in healed piercings and have no problem. Glass is another material often used for medical procedures. While glass is great for imaging procedures, it may not be suitable for surgery. There's always a risk of glass shattering and breaking. You'll need to talk to your doctor to find out if a glass retainer can be worn for your surgery. Can you wear retainers while under anesthesia? Anesthesia can complicate things. The National Institute of Health discourages wearing retainers for body jewelry while under anesthesia, especially if the jewelry is in an oral site, as it can increase the risk of aspiration or swallowing. What about imaging procedures like MRIs and X-rays? You may not have to remove jewelry for imaging or radiology procedures unless the jewelry interferes with the treatment area. But if you do, a glass retainer is ideal for imaging scans because it's inert, transparent, and doesn't leave artifacts on scans. If your piercing is fresh, can you still wear a retainer for surgery? Remember that plastic is porous and harbors bacteria, and since surgery-safe retainers should be non-metallic and plastic isn't recommended for a fresh piercing, you may not be able to use a plastic retainer at all. If you can't wear any jewelry or retainers for your medical procedures, remember that you can always get re-pierced later. Your health is the most important thing. Talk to your doctor for personalized guidance about what to do about your piercings. Hopefully this information was helpful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and follow us on all of our social platforms at Bodyartforms. Bye!